Hi guys, my name is Karuna Gupta. Today in this session we are going to talk about select and alter command of MySQL. Well, these are the two very important commands because they have a lot of variations. Before starting with it, let me just tell you that in my previous videos we have discussed about the DBMS concepts and other commands like creating a table, insert, update and delete. The links of both these videos are given in the description box. Till now we have learned how to create a database, creating a table, inserting records, maybe updating and deleting as well. So now the major task is retrieval of data. Select command is used to get the data back from maybe one or more tables, and the output is also displayed in a tabular form. Let us discuss the general syntax or the correct way of writing. We use the select keyword followed by the comma separated list of columns from again a keyword table name, where followed by any condition, order by and the name of columns, sequence of ordering ascending or descending. Let us take this with an example. I have created a table EMP and the basic command select star from EMP will give me all the records from this table. Star is an alias, you can say, when I need to display all the columns from the required table. Instead of writing all the column names individually, we can use the star symbol. So now let me show this to you practically. I have opened the MySQL application by typing in MySQL from the start menu. I click the MySQL command line client and I get to this MySQL window. Since I do not have any password for my application, I press a blank enter. You may type in your passwords if you have. I'll be working with the test database. So my first command goes use test, where test is the name of my database. I press enter, get the message database changed. Since I was using the command select star from EMP, this is the name of my table. So this will show you exactly the same records as displayed in the previous window. Remember about the general syntax, when I tell you select columns from table, this is the mandatory part of my command. The where clause and the order by clause, these are optional. You may or you may not have these clauses in all the SQL queries. Now if I want to select particular columns, let's say I want to see only the name and age of all the employees. So I'll be writing specific column names, name, comma, age, followed by the from and table name. This gives me the name and age columns only. So this is a vertical subset of my data. I am not displaying all the columns but only the specific columns. This operation is also called as projection in the database. If I want to see only the distinct values or the non-repeated values in MySQL, it provides me with a keyword distinct. Let us just see how to use it. If I write select distinct job from the table EMP, so I write from EMP. Let us see the output. In my table, I had 5 records, wherein 2 records are having the job as system analyst, 2 records with a manager and 1 with designer. The repeated values of manager and system analyst are not shown here in this output. It gives me only the non-repeated or the different values with the help of distinct keyword. Let us try using this distinct keyword with 2 different columns. Any guesses how it is going to work if I write select distinct job, comma salary from EMP? Yes. Now this is going to work as in the job with a different salary. If the combination is unique, then it has to be included in the display. Since both the system analysts, they had the same salary of 80,000, so there is only one entry in the output. Right? Next, we have the keyword all. If I don't want the distinct values, if I want all the values, I can simply say select all job from table name, that is EMP. That will give me all the 5 records, or as many as the number of records are there in the table. Students, we can also rename certain columns in my query. Remember, I am not renaming the columns in the table, only in the query output. This can be done with the help of column aliases. For this, let us take an example. If I want to see the name of employees with their annual salary. So for name part, my column name is name only. If I write select name from EMP, name, comma, salary, and then let us say I want the annual salary. If this salary we assume as the monthly salary, annual salary will obviously be the monthly salary multiplied by 12. But in my output, I do not want this formula to appear. Rather, I want an alias name or a nickname for this particular column. So I write select name, comma salary into 12 as annual salary from EMP. Let us see the output. So this gives me the name column, the salary column as it is from the table, and this is a calculated column, which I get the values by salary multiplied into 12. Let us just see if I'm not using the alias. In that case, how the output is going to be displayed? The exact formula that you have used in the query, the same formula will appear as a column header. So now I hope you can see how the aliases can be beneficial. Let us now discuss the where clause. This is the most important clause in your select query, since it allows you for a horizontal subset. Students, अगर आपको ये select करना है कि कौन सा records आपको output में दिखाना है टेबल से, कौन से records नहीं दिखाने, तो ये आपका possible है with the help of where clause. Let us take examples. Same EMP table हम लेंगे. अगर मैं लिख रही हूँ select star from EMP where salary greater than 70,000. So this will display only those records in the output which are having salary greater than 70,000. So there are 2 records with a salary of 80,000. So that is why they are displayed. These records with the salary Siddharth, Chevi and Kiran 62,000, 65,000, they are not taken into the output. Right? Where clause, I have used the greater than sign. Similarly, I can use any of the relational operators. Like अगर मैं लिखती हूँ select star from EMP where salary equal to 70,000. Obviously, this will show me only the records where salary is exactly equal to 70,000. Students, यहाँ आपको ध्यान ये रखना है कि जब आप where clause use कर रहे हैं, तो first of all you have to use the column name that you want to compare, followed by the operator less than, equal to, greater than equal to, not equal to, and then followed by the value. Like अगर मैंने यहाँ पे equal to 70,000 लिखा, तो I can see in my table I do not have any of the records where salary is exactly 70,000. So that is why MySQL returns me an empty set. I can also write where salary is not equal to. Please be very careful how to write the not equal to sign. I write the exclamation mark followed by the equal to. This becomes not equal. I get all 5 records since they are not equal to 70. Right? Not equal to can also be written with this less than greater than symbol. Perfectly the same thing. If I write not equal to 80,000, so this will give me only 3 records. Right? I am checking for numeric value here. Similarly, I can check for any of the columns with a char, varchar or date type value as well. So now let us say I want to see all the records where job is equal to manager. I am looking into the job column, so I'll write the column name as job, followed by equal to sign, followed by the value manager. Please remember, the char varchar values always have to be in inverted commas, whether single inverted or double inverted. So this is giving me the records from my table where job is equal to manager. Next, we have the keyword between. The keyword between is used to check for the records where the value can be in a specific range. Like let us say if I want to check salary between 70 and 80, or maybe between 60 and 70, right? So I can give a starting value and I can give a ending value. I do not have to write all the values in between. Okay, that will automatically take care of all the values which lie in the given range. How do I write it? I write select star from EMP where salary between, let us say, 65,000 and 70,000. The keyword that is there to differentiate between starting and ending range is and. So I write between 65,000 and 70,000. So there is exactly one record between 65 and 70. Okay. Similarly, I can also use the keyword between with a not operator. That means negating the same. If I write select star from EMP where salary is not between 65 and 70. So now this will give me all the other four records because they are not between. They are either less than 65 or they are more than 70. Right? The between clause can also be written in with the help of relational operators, that is greater than equal to. If I do not want to use the keyword between, or I can say if I want to give you an alternate for using the between, I can write it where salary greater than, let us say, 65,000 and salary less than 70,000. But please remember one important point, children. The between keyword is inclusive of the boundary conditions, right? So that means the salary greater than or equal to 65 and salary less than equal to 70. The boundary conditions are also included in the keyword between. After between, we have another keyword in. In can be used to filter out the records where I can check a column for a given set of values, different values. Like for example, if I say select star from EMP where job in, and then I start with the brackets. Inside the brackets I write the different values. Since I'm using the varchar column, so I'm giving the values in the quotation marks. Manager, comma, system analyst. So what this is going to give me? It is going to search the table for all the values where job is either equal to manager or it is equal to system analyst. I can have 3 or 4 or 5 different values as I desire for the in bracket. I can also use in with a negation thing. If I write select star from EMP where job not in, this is going to give me the records where job is not equal to manager or where job is not equal to system analyst. That means the job is equal to the designer thing. We have a like keyword also that can be used for pattern matching. Now patterns are very important to recognize for char or varchar values. If I do not know the exact data value that I want to search for, but if I have some approximation of that data, like for example, if I say display all the employees whose names start with K. Now I'm not specifically talking about Karan or Kunal or any other name. I am just saying display all the records where name starting with K. This is a pattern that name must begin with K, right? SQL gives me two wildcard characters. One is the percentage operator, other is the underscore. Now the percentage is used to match any number of characters, whereas the underscore is used to match exactly one character. Let us take this by example. if I write select star from EMP where name like, now I do not have the exact name, so that is why I'm not using equal to. I am using the keyword like, where name like, and then I write K percentage. This means the name should begin with K. K should be the first character. After K, there can be anything or any number of characters. Let us just see the output. This gives me the two names Karan and Kunal because I am using select star. So all the details about these two records are displayed. Let's take one more example. If I write select star from EMP where name like percentage AR percentage. Now this means the name must have these two characters AR. Before AR there can be anything. After AR also you can have anything. That means the particular characters AR should exist anywhere in the name. Earlier I was talking of K as the first character. Now I say AR can be present anywhere in the name. So now I have this output as Siddharth and Karan. Right? Let us talk about the underscore as well. If I write select star from EMP where name like, let us say underscore A, and then I write percentage. Now please observe the pattern. First character I have used as underscore. That means before A there has to be one character. The second character has to be A. And after A you can have any number of characters, that can be anything. So A should be the second character in my name. Let us check the output. I have Karan and Ronak. Right? Similarly, I can also say select star from AMP where let us say the name ends with a specific character. So I write percentage in the beginning and A in the end, or maybe L in the end. That depends on your query. So I get Kunal as the name because this is ending with L. Please observe the pattern very carefully, children. MySQL supports a special value called as null to indicate the absence of any value. So in my table, if I want to see all the records where phone number is missing, I can give select star from EMP where phone is null. It is very important to note that null values are not equated, are not checked with the equal to sign. They are always checked with the is keyword. So I said select star from EMP where phone is null. This will give me all the records from my table where phone column is having null values, or you can say where the phone number is not specified, is not entered at the time of data entry. Right? Similarly, it's negate operation. I can also check for all the records where phone number is present by using the not null keyword. So my command goes select star from EMP where phone is not null. This will display all the records where phone number is present. Next we have the order by clause. This clause, as I again told you, is an optional clause. It is used to indicate the sequencing of records in your output. So if I say select star from EMP order by name, this will display all the records in the alphabetic order of name. So Chavi goes first, then Karan, Kunal, Ronak and Siddharth. By default, this ordering is in ascending order. If I want to order in the descending way, I need to use the keyword DESC after my column name. Let us see the result. The results are in reverse alphabetical order. We can also use more than one columns to do the reordering. Let us say I want my records to be ordered in ascending order of salary, and then for those records which are having the same salary, for those subset of records I want the further restructuring or the further reordering by the way of name. So here in my order by clause I am using more than one columns. I say order by salary comma name. The first ordering on salary, wherever the same salary, order by name. So let us see. There were two records which were having 62,000 as the salary. Within these two records, the records are ordered by name, Chavi and then Siddharth. Then I had the name Karan, salary 65,000. Kunal and Ronak, they both again had the same salaries, 80,000. Further restructured, or you can say sub-sorted in their naming sequence. I can also have different sorting sequences within more than one columns. Like let us say I want salary to be in ascending order and name to be in the descending order. Let us see the output. The salary in ascending order, that means 62,000, 65,000, 80,000. Within these two 62,000, now the sorting of name is in reverse alphabetical order. With this, students, we are done with the where clause of your select statement, or you can say the select statement is over. Next, we shall move to the alter table command. Please remember, the alter table command is used to change the structure of your table. It is used when you have already created the table, but you may want to maybe add a column or remove any specific column, or maybe to change the data type, or to rename specific columns, to add constraints to your table. For all these purposes where you are dealing with the structure of your table, you are not dealing with the data. Please bear this in mind. Whenever you want to make changes to the data, this is done with the update command. But when you have to make changes to the structure that affects all the records, this is done with the alter command. So there are various alterations where there are various versions of alter table command as well. Let us see them one by one. Alter table command can be used to add a new column. The syntax goes alter table, table name, that is EMP. Let us add another column, the email ID. So I write alter table EMP, add email, the data type being varchar and 20. This will add another column to my table EMP. Let us see. Select star from EMP. This gives me the table. The column email is added towards the end, right? If I want to remove a column, let us say if I want to remove this newly added column email, again I'll need alter table followed by the table name, that is EMP. Then you have drop column given by the column name email. Again let us check using the select. The newly added email column has successfully been removed. Let us check the structure of table. With the help of describe command, I can check their structure. DESC EMP. This will give me a list of all the columns with their data types. So this is my structure. My employee ID is defined as the primary key, right? If I have forgotten to specify the primary key at the time of table creation, I can do that later as well with the help of alter table command. My command would go like alter table EMP, add primary key, followed by the name of column in your brackets. Since this table is already having the primary key enabled, obviously this command will not work. Let us try doing the dropping of primary key. Again I will use alter table and I'll say drop primary key. So I have dropped primary key. I do not need to mention the column because there is only one primary key in a table. This will remove the primary key. Let us check again with the describe command. The primary key has been removed. Now we can try adding the primary key with the same command. The primary key has been added. Again you can cross verify with the help of describe command. To modify or change the data type or maybe the size of any specific attribute in a table, we can use the alter table command itself with the modify subset. How I write? I write alter table EMP modify followed by the column name. Let us say name. I want to change the size, so I'll give name varchar 50. Earlier it was size 20, now I want to make it size 50. So what I'm doing, I write alter table emp, modify, name of the column, new data type. This is the syntax. This makes changes to my table. If I want to rename a specific column that has already been created, let us say if I have the column salary, I want to rename it as sal. Again, alter table name, that is emp. Then the keyword here is change. You write change salary sal followed by the data type. Again, if you check in the describe command, you can see the column salary has been renamed to sal, and the column name, which earlier showed a size of 20, is now with a varchar 50. With this, we come to an end of MySQL for class 11th IP. I hope the concepts were clear. Students, please remember, the best way to master MySQL is through a lot of practice.